All right, all right, all right. Greetings and welcome back once again. This is Amuna, and I pray everybody is doing well. Yes, indeed. This is Amuna, and I pray everybody is doing well. I already know what we're going to hear, but before we get started, I want to say all praise be to the Creator for another day of life. I know, Amuna, where have you been? We've been checking the YouTube. We don't see you. Shout out to everyone who stopped by to check on me, see what's going on. Just a lot, man. A lot, man. So my apologies for anybody who was worried. I was still here. If you reached out on social media, I definitely, I'm glad y'all see me. Look, see, Amuna is still here. All praise be to the Creator. It's just a lot. And sometimes in life, people can get, what's going on? I'm artists, overwhelmed sometimes. And my YouTube career has been dotted with this, especially when I go in deep. You understand? That as well as I had a whole lot of other things going on, and it kind of cascaded. I didn't really intend to take a little hiatus, but things kind of cascaded, right? To where I was just, let me get done what I have to do. And because I pour so much into, it's good to see you as well, artists, what I share. And it's really not, it takes a lot out of me. Fab and good vibes. Welcome, 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 welcome. Marcus was taxing me, y'all, among other things. What's going on? What's going on, everybody? I already know I'm gonna get it. So I'm gonna just take what comes as it relates to where have you been? Where have you been? Between riding straight through Marcus, straight through Bob, which a lot of research goes into this work. A lot of digging, a lot of research, and it was a lot. And plus, I'm finishing up some schoolwork, and I've just literally, if you could believe it or not, just been juggling everything. And so when I had a moment to pause, I realized, you know what? I really need to pause for a second. And so that's what I did. So I pray everybody is doing well. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I'm going to open up the mic. Let me know what you guys have been up to. That's enough about what was going on this side of town. I'm still working on some classes behind the scenes. So I still have a little bit more to do. And it's just very much different when you're studying because you want to. Like, I will study because I want to, but it takes a little extra out of me if some of the topics are not as engaging, if you understand what I'm saying. So that's what's going on there as well. I'm not staying long today, peoples. Not staying long today, but I will open up the mic because I'm a long time in a year found enough things going. There has been a lot going on, and sometimes I just take it in, and not everything good for eat, good for talk. So sometimes you just need to just watch. But there has been a lot going on. There's never a shortage. If you ever notice people, YouTubers or bloggers or social media people, on one side it's the receiver, right? The person who's consuming, but on the other side, the person who's creating the content, at times it can get overwhelming. You know what I mean? And so I'm just thankful that the material that I choose to cover, it kind of covers itself to a certain degree, in that there is a lot of material there, but at the same time, there's a lot of material there. So I put the link in the box if anybody would like to share. I said today's the day. We did say that yesterday, what's today? Wednesday? I said that yesterday, I said that Monday, I say it's Sunday. I'm say, yeah, man, today's the day. I go up on YouTube. I'm saying, no, sir, not today. So I'm there. What has been going on with you guys? Feel free to share. Marcus and Amy, that must have been like season 1 of Marcus and Amy. Good evening, everybody who has just joined us, because they were just too overwhelming. They were overwhelming. Like, they were nonstop. They were like a season of Love and Hip Hop. And I actually wanted to come on when Marcus' birthday just passed. But I was like, Marcus, nah, I ain't got your energy either. Like, Una too much, man. Una did need some counseling. So that was season 1 of Marcus and Amy. And if you missed any of those episodes, like, we really left a lot of information on record. So I also figured that there's so much there that we can avail ourselves. Scorpio Rising, what's going on? I can't only complain. I kind of adhere to my own advice that I give people sometimes, which is when you feel your body ready to say rest, you rest. And sometimes it's not your body, sometimes it's your mind. Sometimes it's your emotions, and you just need to be still and allow things to process. Like, we live in a time in an earth where it's always information, it's always information, it's always, it just keeps coming, keeps coming. How do you process all of that? How do you know what's yours, what needs to pass through, what you need to hold on to, if you're never stopping really to process? And so, among other things, that was one of the things that was going on. But we have artists in the building. Welcome, artists, to the conversation.
Hey, welcome home. Welcome home.
Wagwan.
I am telling you, I knew something was up like that. It's draining. It's a lot. You just said it. There's more information. You can never stop with information.
True, true.
And so I just glad that, it was nothing serious and I was able to hear from you and waited until as you see, as I see this thing popped up, I jumped in. Just wanted to say thanks and putting all the effort into us and bringing us up to speed. And I say educate. Yeah,
Yeah,
educate is a part of that. And leaving some wisdom with us too and knowledge. So I just want to just say I'm glad you are back. Good to see you here. Take
thank
care
you.
of you
Thank
first, because if there's no you, there's no us
Then on
being
that,
here listening.
we each
So
have to take care. I agree. We have to take care of ourselves in real time. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah, in real time.
You fell out. That's a lot of overwhelming stuff. The studying, the delivering, the time, the hours, family time, our time. It's a lot. So it's okay to pause.
Yeah.
You
Like
know.
I said, it actually started because a good family friend, mother had passed, right? And
Mm.
sometimes for me, for processing loss, I kind of pull back, just because for me, it just makes life.
Compartmentalize your situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I tried to take some time to let that process. And from there, it just, we're going to a space where, boy, I'm in a feel for talk right now. Because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't always feel like talking. And some people call it an ambivert. You have people who just like talking and talking and talking. And
Right. Right.
sometimes I don't feel like talking.
The body speaks.
And so
That's right.
that's a little bit about me. From the day ones, they already know. So sometime I'm gonna just get quiet. But if you reach out to me, like so many I have on social media, I'm gonna hit you up and be like, yo, I'm good, or whatever the case may be. But yeah, give thanks,
Yeah,
definitely.
you said it, and I left you alone. Once you said that you're taking some time, I understood, and I
Yeah.
know the process. So I'm glad to see you here and hoping to start a new chapter on something. I don't know what that something is, but
Yeah,
But
Marcus, when you got somebody or a friend, and maybe this topic could go there, where you may have a friend or a family member who just always have drama, something is always going on. That's what Marcus felt like to me. Like, bruh, at what point was there peace? It's just,
the toxicness got to you. It got
it got me,
toxic.
it
That's the
drained me, it zapped me. I was like, oh, Marcus, I tell you the truth, I didn't expect to find this much drama in his life. I thought Bob did it, but Bob pales in comparison. Bob and Rita pales in comparison to Marcus and Amy. You know what I
right.
mean? Because they took it to levels where you're like, what were y'all doing?
Drama, deep dramas, deep
Every
dramas.
day, every day. I'm pouring it
We
up.
took on the spirit.
Me not live off a drama. Me say, my goodness, Marcus, me need a break. You're gonna court, you sue people, you have to, what's going on? But
What
yeah,
is going on?
yeah,
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 I'm just glad to hear from you and see you and everything bright up and
yeah,
ready
man.
to start again.
Everything is everything. You know, it's
But
authentic. You know, it's like a
that's right.
musician or an artist. If you're always producing, then it not good. You know what
Right,
I mean?
right.
You
Need
know,
some
'cause
time for yourself.
you have to go.
Yes.
You have to get downtime. If you're always putting stuff out, then eventually you're gonna put out
You
foolishness.
just crash. That's it. The
Yeah,
body can't take it. It just tells
yeah,
you,
yeah,
boom,
yeah.
you have no choice.
Yep.
So I'm glad it
So
spoke. So
yeah,
here we
yeah,
are
yeah.
now. So
Here
I'll
we
get
are.
somebody else a chance to come in. All right.
No problem. Thank you so much for joining us.
You're welcome, darling.
The link is in the box. Renee, welcome to the conversation. Thank you so much. I missed you guys as well. All is well. All praise be to the Creator. Like I said, it's the schoolwork too. Like I've been running the whole semester. I'm trying to finish up some stuff that I started many, many, many moons ago. And I'm like, yo, let me just finish this thing one time. So all the time y'all saw me coming on here, that's when the schoolwork was kind of like, eh. But then after like 3 back-to-back semesters, I'm just like, sure, I tell you, I don't know. And I love learning, but I'm like, merciful Father, I need a little break, man. So kind of that was what was going on too. Summer semester came in and that joint is accelerated. So you don't know I go already. And one is like juggling. Juggling. Me over here make patty. Me I take care of pitney them. And me say, boy, something off the rest, you know. So YouTube, you don't know it go already. I put the link in the box if you would like to share your thoughts. I've gotten some feedback from those who have found their family members. Oh man, I mean, it's overjoyed to hear that people have been encouraged to use the resources that I shared here, and that they were able to locate, reconnecting with their family members, finding pictures, getting information. It's a beautiful thing. And sometimes, you know, the person who's always talking needs to be still so that the information can be processed. Because my hope is not just that you're entertained. My hope and prayer is that the things that we share here can edify your life in some way. You know what I mean? It can connect a dot in some way. There's so many people talking, so much things to say, right? But how much of it are we actually using in our everyday life so that we could better ourselves, so that we can better our families and better our communities, right? And so sometimes truly after, hey, I'm so what's going on? After I've said all I need to say in a certain space, then you just hear me get quiet. I just saw me stay. Until me have something to say again. You know what I mean? So I put the link in the box if you would like to share what you was up to. The summer is almost over. The summer is almost over, everybody. So how was your summer? What else? What positive things are you doing in your life, in your community? You know, if you would like to share, the link is in the box. Oh, where with that man? But now I do no review today. But now I do no review today. But look for Marcus. Mr. Marcus is just Marcus and Amy, boy. I did come across some information. I had to resist. It wasn't in the Caribbean space. It was exploring some stuff, some backstory on Whitney Houston. But I said, I'm not jumping down that rabbit hole. Although it was quite tempting. I might round off Marcus before we move forward. I don't know how much further I could go into that. But I'm going to definitely recap and round off what we were talking about there. And then kind of see. There was another book that I wanted to explore. But definitely, I'm not going to go into it now because as me, I scratch my head, me can't even remember. I may never write it down. So with that, you know what I mean? So I don't see anyone else coming up at this time. And so, you know, like, again, alive. You know what I'm saying? Alive. And you have to know when a time for just be still so that your cup can continue to replenish before you continue to share and burn out. You don't want that. I mean, I miss you too as well. I missed you guys. I know y'all were like, I want this girl gone. Just hit me up, just like everybody do. Hit me up on Instagram, same Imuna on Facebook. I got messages on all both. Ask me how I'm doing. And I want to know how you guys are doing. Email me. The email is in the box, solonomics@gmail.com. I know some of the email had some requests at the time. I wasn't able to meet some of the requests. I do have some stories to share that was emailed to me some time ago. And I think I'm going to ease my way in by sharing some of those stories before we go into something else. Take a deep dive. I think I'm gonna wait a little bit in some water before we take another deep dive. I'm trying to finish up a few more course before I'm gonna go deep dive in something else. But if you ever want to email me, it's solonomics@gmail.com. See, this is what I'm saying. I gave y'all time. Emmy Mom says, because of you, I started reading hardcover books again. Hardcover books again. That's kind of what it is like. Yeah. What book did you read? What book did you read? Let me know. Yesterday, it's funny, all women are supposed to get new book. They took the youth them to the library, and the library usually have like because I don't have time to read it so fast, bring it back in 3 weeks. So I usually buy some of the library books from the ones that they're putting out of circulation. So 2 library books I got yesterday, hardcover book, for $1, each one 50 cents. One of them was, and my daughter turned to me and said, "Mommy, why did you buy this?" And the book was the fall of the Roman Empire. And I had to explain to her why I bought it. But it's a big, thick book. And I bought it because information, knowledge is power. Applied knowledge is power. And really to understand how something fell and to see the connection between the Roman Empire, the Grecian Empire, the American Empire, the Babylonian Empire. When you look at all of these things and learn history, and I said to her, I said, what does history do? And she looked, I said, repeat itself, right? So if you don't know history, and then this is the same reason I read here. If we don't know where we're coming from, we will not know where we're going, and neither will we know the signs of what is coming. You understand? Because there's nothing done. What's going on? Sending you much love. Lynn, what's going on? What's going on? John Starbucks of Mice and Men, an old classic. That's what's up. That's what's up. Scorpio Rising said, I got my mother to listen to your commentary last week. She asked me where you were. It's good to know everything is okay. Yeah, everything is okay. They got your girl out here studying. I'm studying something I'm interested in, but it's just that certain components. I'm finishing up my degree in health education, right? So that's what I do, on the ground and thing. And so, it's the minute parts of it. I'll tell you what really did it, to tell you the truth. That statistics class, man. That statistics class came. No, it wasn't the statistics. It was the second biology class, because I already did statistics. It kind of came fast and furious, like boom, 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 boom. And so I couldn't slip because, you know what I mean? I wanted my A. I wanted my grade. So I was like, I don't even got no time to be joking. I don't have that's what really, after everything, that's what really got me to focus. Like, man, this class is like, test this, test that. I'm like, man, this lady is bugging. Anywho, so what was I saying? Yeah, so those 2. I forgot the name of the other book I got yesterday as well. But yeah, that Roman Empire is quite curious, because a lot of what we're seeing today is given Roman Empire. Hold on, let me go make sure we get the actual name. I'm a little 50 cents book. I'm for sure them a 50 cents book, man. Hold on. They say, "Mommy, you can't resist, can you?" I'm like, I know I don't have no time to read it right now, but let me get the welcome answer. Answer is in the building. Hold on 1 second. Let me see the name of the book. All right, I had to go out there and get it. I ain't had no business buying this book, but guess what? It was 50 cents. It was 50 cents. See my book, yeah. See there? My 50 cents book. I want to know. I stay at it. The Decline and Fall of the Roman Empire, Volume 1 by Edward Gibbon. Mr. Ratted, let me get that book here and put it on. So I am so glad that we're picking up hardback books again. Because what if the light go out? What if the internet go out? What you going to do? You know what I mean? We have plenty of entertainment. Pick up something and read, man. I'm so welcome to the conversation.
Peace, Mona. It's great to see you. And, I've
Thank
been
you. It's good to
enjoying you
hear you.
online via social media as well. Yes. Oh my God.
Yes, thank you.
I just wanted to, share some updates as, you requested. So I'm on the road, but
Right.
because your video popped up, I was like, I haven't seen her in so long online
Yeah, true, man.
through
That's
this.
true.
So I was like, yeah, let me just jump on. But yeah, first of all, thank you so much for providing that space for us to come together and just share and communicate on literature that directly impacts us culturally, socially, ethnically,
Right.
spiritually, etc. So grateful. And I was just telling someone, just again, because I like to reflect on how the universe connects people and how certain like events can trigger like such great social gathering. I
Yeah.
was, of course, it's sort of the Bob Marley movie, and at least how I entered this space. And I was just really talking about like how that was like an impetus for just a cultural revolution, and in this case, a literary revolution. So again, thank you so much for that.
You're
Um,
welcome.
yes, as a result of all of this discourse, I took my behind to Jamaica.
You see that? You see that?
Yes, I went straight to Jamaica. I spent time with
Beautiful.
family. And there's something different about touching the soil where your ancestors' bones are
It's true.
buried. It's
It's true.
so different. And just in Jamaica they bury you in your backyard.
Right, right,
And
right.
so that experience was just really nice, and just paying respect and honoring those direct ancestors that I came through, and just the foundation that was set up in Jamaica. Honestly, there's so much richness there, there's so much resources, there's so much potential. And I think this experience just spurred in me like the realization about going back and fetching that culture. And a lot of us are descendants of Jamaicans or Caribbean people in general, and we have a sort of responsibility, even if we're born in America or we've been naturalized in America, to take the skills, the resources, and the talents we cultivated here and bring it back home and develop our islands, and like develop it for real, because it's rich. It's our Africa away from the continent.
It's
And
true.
so that's been sparked in my cultural memory and my spirit. And I've been
Beautiful.
just connecting with people out there, and there's something bubbling. So y'all better hop on if y'all not already going back home and just touching the soil.
True.
It's something powerful there. So thank you. You
You're
and
welcome. I'm
just
glad I saw your Jamaica pictures. I was like, look at Amsa.
yes.
Look at Amsa running up the hill.
Oh my God. Now we know why those Olympic gold
You know?
medalists from Jamaica are that. It's no joke. It's like the lifestyle every day make you an athlete. That's
That's
a
true.
fact.
I'm
Yes.
glad you went back. I'm glad you reconnected. It's a beautiful thing. It's
Yes.
beautiful.
So
Give
thank
thanks.
you. You're a part of that, Of course it's a larger discourse happening,
Right.
but you're very active and a part of that. Your
Thank you
space
so much.
kind of
I'm
just
humbled.
enriched us.
I
Thank
am
you.
humbled. Thank you so
Yes,
much.
Samuna. Peace, peace.
And Amsa's one was like, Amuna, which part today? You know,
Yes.
come back.
Definitely. I was in Jamaica still watching. I was like, oh no, she on, the hour difference. I was trying
Right,
to
right.
hop on. But yes, such a blessing. Thank you so
Big
much.
thanks. Thank you so much for letting us know and hearing your voice. It's a beautiful thing.
Yes, of course. All right.
All right, then. Welcome to those who have just joined us. I was just coming on real quick, show my face, give thanks, make sure everybody knows something good. That was a beautiful praise report. I'm glad to hear that. And as she said, it is something different to be able to touch the ground, to revisit the place, to drink the water. They say that water has memory. That's the New York coming out, water. My children make fun of me. They say, Mommy, say water. So them have to talk, Patois, I say water, very different. But the water has memory, and so when you go to the place that it's in your DNA, it's different. It give a different energy and a different vibe. Kinsley, welcome to the conversation. Missed you guys as well, man. I missed you. No feel nowhere, but the day I can't stop learning, even if me try. I just love learning, but sometimes I just I have to, still up myself a little bit, and again, give people time to even process what they've been hearing, what they've been exposed to, and bring back some report. What is that going on, sir? Phone hours up, carry on. Yeah, bring back some good report. It's good to hear the reports. We got people reading again. Remember that the Harlem Renaissance had a lot to do with art and literature, right? So I have some. I didn't finish reading his book, like Banana Bottom, but and there was a number of Caribbean authors and writers and intellectuals during the Harlem Renaissance, right? That came from Jamaica and came to Harlem and shared their experiences and built this rich culture. So reading is important. And even I would add that writing is also equally important, because if we don't write, if somebody didn't write about the decline, I got to pull this out, my 50-cent book. I don't know what it is when I get a good deal, but if somebody didn't write about the Roman Empire or the decline of the Roman Empire, or Marcus's life, or Malcolm X's life, or whoever it may be, if somebody didn't write that, take pen to paper, if they didn't write that, then we wouldn't be able to read it. And if we do not take the time to process, I always have my pen and paper near, y'all. If we don't take the time to process our experiences and put them to pen and paper, then it's lost to time. Unless somebody, Claude McKay, thank you, I'm sorry, I was trying to remember his name off the top of my head. It gets lost unless somebody's going to repeat the narrative like they would do in other cultures, where they're going to pass it on through word of mouth. But even that griot culture of people coming together, it kind of morphed into hip hop. It kind of morphed into, in the beginning, not this hip hop, the original hip hop. It kind of morphed into this space, but now we can't even understand what they're saying. We can't understand what they're saying. I don't know what they're saying. They're mumbling. So now nobody knows the story. Hold on, let me drop something. So I say that to say my message. I know I sometimes sound like a broken record, but hopefully in this time, you bring out your journal. Sometimes we may think, oh, my story's not important. Oh, it's not that exciting. Somebody gonna learn something, because our life experiences can help inform and teach others if we're willing to listen, if the older generation is willing to speak, if they're willing to share the honesty of their experiences. Why you have to come drop in ICM when then they done drop in night already? Either you refuse to listen, or they didn't tell you that was a hole. You know what I mean? That's where they fell, and that you should watch it because X, Y, and Z. If you were walking down the street of the city, if you was in the city and there was a hole, but they didn't tell you was a hole, who would be responsible? The city would, because it's their responsibility to let the people know that, hey, this is a dangerous area right here and you need to be mindful. But we, the people, sometimes we feel our way because for whatever the reason may be, and we don't want to really share our real lived life experience, and then someone else come and have to experience something that they could have avoided, or they could have had sufficient information that they could have navigated around. But because we didn't say nothing, especially Caribbean culture, we get it more from my experience, and feel free to share, we get it more in cautionary proverbs and parables and dark sayings. And you have to wonder, what are they talking about? I know see him there leaf drop of water, it rotten. And you're like, what? My mother used to say, cow no know the use of him tail. Who's the cow and what's the tail? And man, give me a story so that all of these little proverbs, I'm not saying nothing wrong with the proverb I'm saying, right? But the stories would serve. You can't find me on Facebook. No, I'm on Israel on Facebook. Hold on there. The stories would serve to be helpful, because here's another thing, and I keep saying it, and I guess I'll just continue to say that. The things that our parents, our foreparents experienced are very much cyclical. And in so, there are things that may be experienced that, again, it's not the first time, because there's nothing new under the sun. So therefore, it's not the first time that this thing is happening. And I find in my lived life experience, and if off camera talking to people, counseling people, is that the more you know about, that's my Facebook, the more you know about what happened, is the better idea that you can have about what is currently happening. It's one thing to think like, oh, why this always happened to me, and what me ever do in a life, and it may be that you got flash. Somebody is driving in a car and they splashed a puddle, and you just happen to be there. Yeah, I don't know why them I try to teeth up my name artist. No, I just dropped the link in the box, right? So, and it might be something that's very small, and in the minds of many, it may be insignificant, right? And so I'll say what I found out about Whitney, which I found curious. Well, I haven't even really finished researching that, so it may be presented as a conspiracy theory. But according to something I came across, there was a lady that up until 2 days ago, I didn't know existed. But apparently, her name is Teresa Graves, right? And apparently, she was the it girl in Hollywood in the early and mid 70s. Now, there is some talk that she may actually be, again, Whitney Houston's mother. But I find something interesting about the way the woman looks, the way the woman sings, the way a lot about her is kind of Whitney-ish, right? And if indeed, hypothetically, she may be, this woman's life may give, at this point, it has to give the general public a greater understanding of the experiences that Whitney Houston experienced. If indeed this woman is her mother, because you see like these crazy similarities. There are some people that actually in this life, you think one person is your parent and that person isn't. And so you're looking for not only the physical resemblance, but you're looking for spiritual connection to somebody that you may not have because it's not there, right? But your life may be mirroring the person who you've never met. It could be a family member who passed on before you were born. Or it could be somebody who's on the other side of the world, right? So the more we know about those people who are surrounding us in our family, which is why you should speak to the uncle and to the aunt and to the grandmother and to the grandfather. You should speak to these people who are alive so that you can even get these anecdotal stories that, again, while you're in the process of doing it, you may think they have no value. But in reality, it will allow things to make sense. I promise you. And I don't make promises, but trust me, this thing I get for final say, it is something that after a while, you're like, wow. You're doing things that you think is of your own volition. You're doing things that you think, oh, this is just me. And it's not. And it's not. Queenie, what's going on? Yes. I missed you guys as well. So that's kind of what I wanted to share. We are not an island, even if we think we are. There's value in stories. This is why I'm so into learning about history and the past and literature, and also the balance of it all. Not just taking in everybody's literature, everybody else's history, everybody else's culture, but also making sure that we are making this time, writing this time, and putting it in a way where when people come after us, our grandchildren, great grandchildren, they could kind of have a window, because the time we live in, especially those later generation X, early millennials, that transition right there took things from the old world to the new. Like so much happened from 1980, a little bit before, to like, the early 2000s. Like there was such a paradigm shift in technology, in information, in a whole lot of things that happened in that time frame, that if you weren't there and you try to read it 50 years, 100 years from now, you won't have a clue unless the people who were there actually make the effort and the time to tell the story, right? You won't have a clue of why the culture shifted and what happened here and there if we, the people, don't think it's important to write it down, because it's happening so fast. And if you only let certain people tell the story, then you don't be mad when your part ain't giving what it's supposed to have gave. I put the link in the box for anybody else who want to share after. If not, I'm gonna wind down. I'm gonna wind down. I've been doing some some stuff today. But yeah. So with that, you don't know already. I'm gonna just do little stuff here and there, so as we make our way towards it, towards the conversation. Because again, like I said, there's just so much. Every day there's something going on. Every day a something else. This a person you have expand social media. This a person you cuss out the person. This a person you have false prophecy or real prophecy or whatever they got. I'm like, merciful Father, on the rest. This person have prophecy for this person. This person a false prophet. Merciful Father, I can't. You're gonna be entertained one way or another. So I put the link in the box, but I'm not hearing anybody at this juncture. So once again, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to share it underneath. Like I said, I'm gonna keep some of the conversations light for a little bit till I finish up some stuff on this side. But I'm not gonna most I willing go if it's so much months anytime soon, right? We will tap in and continue the discussion so that we don't lose momentum, right? So with that said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. You guys have a blessed evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you may be. All right? Let me go ahead and do this thing. So, do. All right, everybody. Everybody have a blessed evening.